Guys, you caught me on my walk, but you usually do. But that's okay, I'm not angry. So if you're worried if I'm angry with you because you caught me on my walk, I'm not. Today I want to talk about looking through the looking glass. I did something last night that I got enjoyment from, and then I got very depressed from, then I learned something from it. Yeah, I'm calling this video Looking Through the Looking Glass. Let's run that intro and I'll get back and I'll tell you what happened. Yesterday we decided to watch old videos. Now I got videos out there on an old recorder. The only way to watch them is if I hook the recorder up to the TV and blah blah blah. They go back, oh shoot, 24 years ago. And 24 years ago was a very delicate time in mine and my wife's life. I had a lot of stress back in them days. I mean, I still have a lot of stress today, but nothing like I had back then. And it was hard. It was really difficult. And I hope that wind ain't dicking things over. But, you know, when we was watching these old videos, we had a lot of laughter. Oh, yeah, some of the things we were seeing, we laughed. And also we had that tear in our eye. We missed some days when they were young. My kids were young. And then I started looking at me back in them videos. I started looking how I was looking at things at that time of my life. And it got me depressed. So watching these old videos, I had a happy moment watching them. Then I had a depressed moment watching them. And then I had a learning tool, and I get to that at the end. The depressing side was, guys, I looked how I was in the videos. I wasn't bad or anything, no, but I could tell the way I talked, how I looked at things. I could even see it in my eyes. Back in them days, my mental status was really wacky. And I could see it in my eyes. I could see the hurt and pain in my eyes. And the way I carried myself and things I did, even though it was 20-some years later, I started questioning my methods back then. See, my methods back then, I thought I was doing everything that I should be doing, but me being the adult I am today, a much older adult, I'm sitting there telling myself, idiot, why are you doing this? Yelling at myself on the TV screen. Yeah, yelling at myself. Like, what is your problem? You know, things like that. Well, I wasn't screaming at myself. I was like, what is my problem here? Why ain't I out working out or something? Why in the heck did I say just that? Oh, I sounded really ridiculous when I said these words, and I got really angry with myself. Even though I got very upset with myself and depressed, I stayed that way all through the rest of the evening last night and most of this morning. Then it hit me. It hit me. It came to me that I am the adult who I am today. I grew. You know, my thinking today is completely different than what it was 20-some years ago. I grew to be the man I am today. And my kids turned out fine, so I wasn't a horrible father like I thought I was back then. And even though my wife and my kids like, you wasn't a bad father back then, but in my eyes at the time I was. I mean, when I watched that video, because, like I said, some of my methods are not used today. One of my things I will tell you, I never whip my kids. I don't believe in whipping my kids. So, but I did seem to put them in the corner a lot when they were growing up. But anyway, you know, looking through the looking glass, if you can see the way you used to be, don't judge yourself on that. Look at the way you are today. If anything, learn from the experience. You know, if I make it to 70 years old or 75 years old, and if I look back on my videos today, I'd be looking through a looking glass then. And maybe then I'll be able to see how I grow more when I'm 75, if I'm lucky enough to make it. So looking through the looking glass is not exactly a bad thing. You know, it's fun. So if you got home videos, watch them with the mindset of, that's the way things used to be. It ain't that way no more. Alright guys, I'm going to finish out the video by showing you something. Right there is possible a beehive or a wasp nest. It was a lot bigger than that. When we seen this thing the other day, it was 4 times the size of that. It got ran over by a car, I would imagine. It almost looked like a double, 3-story home. And if I could find the picture, okay, I might have exaggerated 4 times bigger than that, but if I could find the picture that my wife took of it that day, I will put it right here. That's how big it was. And it caught our interest because it was the day I wasn't walking, and obviously it came out of this tree right up there somewhere. As a matter of fact, I probably thought it was a bird nest. But we had drove around the park to look for wind damage. You remember the video, the tree and the yard and all that stuff? It was actually that morning. I didn't walk that day because I sawed up the tree and everything. But we drove around here to see if there was any more trees down, and that's when we noticed it. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Looking through the looking glass. Just remember, what you might not like what you see, remember that's not the person you are today. There's always room and there's always time for improvements. And that's what life's about. Keep improving. And be good to one another. Love everybody. Until next time, come on! Let's get out of here!